guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title of this video, today we'll be talking about my psycho roommate from college. So sit down, get you a sopa marucha, get you a snack, because this is gonna be a very juicy, very informative lesson learned. So let's get started with my story. I'm gonna go all the way back to 8th grade, and I've been friends with this girl since 8th grade. 8th grade, we would always hang out and we would go to each other's houses. In 9th, 10th grade, we kind of really didn't hang out, or 11th grade, but we would say hi. We would still, like, you know, talk to each other. Then senior year is when we had to decide what college we were going to, and my best friend Cheese, we're gonna name her Cheese, my best friend Cheese was deciding to go to Tamuk, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go to Tamuk too. One, because like my best friend's gonna go, and two, because that's where my degree is, and I know that Kingsville is not that far. I decided on Tamuk, and then it came to Lime's decision, and she decided that she wanted to go to Tamuk as well. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm so excited. Like, it's gonna be us 3 girls, it's gonna be so fun. We decided that all 3 of us were gonna go to Tamuk, but since my friend Cheese, she already had her sister living there, she was gonna move in with her sister, so that meant that she was gonna live in the dorms. And I was like I'm gonna live in the dorms. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, who am I gonna room with? And then I was like, oh, Lime. And Lime was like, yeah, we should room together and this and that, and it'll be fun. And I was like, heck yeah, like, what more do I want? Like, I'm gonna have my girlfriends with me. But it turns out things don't always turn out the way you expect them to turn out. After we had decided that we were gonna be roommates, I had told my college counselor, because she was asking like, oh, did you find a roommate? Like, are you gonna pick a random roommate, or what are you gonna do? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna room with Lime. And she was like, are you sure about that? And I was like, yeah, like, why not? She was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And I was like, but I do. Like, why are you saying that? And I was like, if you think she's a bad person, like, she's not a bad person. Like, I've known her since 8th grade. Like, why would you, like, think that? Like, why would you think of her that way? And I was like, no, like, she's not like that. So I was like, I ignored that sign, that red flag. And then later on that day, I had told my boyfriend, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna room with Lime, and it's gonna be so much fun, like, I'm so excited. And he was like, I don't think that's a good idea, Ariana. And I was like, why is everybody being so negative? Like, damn, like, just think positive for once. And then he was like, it's because, I don't know, like, what if you guys get in a fight or something happens? And I was like, well, if you think like that, then something's gonna happen, but I don't think like that. I think it's gonna be fun. And he was like, okay, I mean, that's your decision. Like, you know, he can't really change my mind. Like, I was already set in stone. Fast forward to the moving day. It was me, my boyfriend, and my mom. And my mom came in her truck, and me and my boyfriend rode in my car. So I was there driving to Kingsville, and I was like, yeah, can't wait. And I was super excited. And then I texted her, and I was like, yo, where you at? Like, I'm already here. Like, are you almost here? And she was like, yeah, like 20 minutes away. And I was like, okay, chill. So then you have to, like, go in there, figure out which one's your room, and, you know, you gotta sign papers and do all that mumbo jumbo. So we finished with that. So she gets there like 30-40 minutes later, and I'm like, hey girl, like, I'm so excited. And like, the first thing she's like, oh, you got that side? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay. Like, she kind of got offended, and I'm like, and then she got mad because I got the one with the shelf, the desk with the shelf. And she was like, why does your desk have that? And I was like, the shelf? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know, maybe you can ask the front desk, maybe it's missing, you could ask to have one. And she was like, why? I'm gonna ask. And then my mom was like, no se pelean, mija, no se pelean. And I was like, I'm not fighting. Like, she's the one that's acting like if it's such a big deal. But, you know, she is a little child that gets whatever she wants, so of course she's gonna act in that way if she doesn't get what she wants. A couple weeks into the semester, and she needs to go to Dollar Tree. She said she needed to go to Dollar Tree because she needed to get some folders or something like that. And I was like, okay, well, girl, I'm busy, like, I'm trying to be a good student, you know, an A+ student. and I'm trying to, like, you know, do my assignments and like stay good on my work. I was like, I honestly don't think I can take you to the store today. And she was like, oh, like she kind of like froze, and I was like, girl, like I'm telling you que no, like what don't you understand? And I was like, no, I really can't today. And she was like, why don't you just give me the keys to your car and I'll go? And I was like, hold on. You just said that you're gonna want to take my car to go run your little errands using my gas. I was like, girl, you need to back up. Like, you need to back up. Because I was like, no way did this pendeja just fucking say that. And she was like, kind of offended that I said no. Because I told her, I was like, no. And I was like, that's not going to happen. And she's like, why not? And I was like, because it's my car. Then I tell her that they have buses there at Tamuk that take, you know, people with no vehicles to like the store. And she was like, I don't want to take that. And I was like, hasta eso, like damn, you're so picky about that even though you have no ride. And I was like, that one, no, obviously you really don't need it that bad. And I was like, I can take you tomorrow. And she was like, okay, over it. And I think I took her later on in the week to the store because she needed folders and I needed stuff too. And I was like, I'm just gonna wait until I need something, you know, I'm not gonna be wasting my gas riding around, because that's what we would do when we would go to the valley. We would ride in my car. When we would go to Kingsville, we would ride in my car. Did she ever offer gas money? No. I always realized that this chick was always in the dorm. She would never go to class. She would never do anything but stay in the dorm and watch Netflix all day. She made it seem like if the dorm was like an apartment and like she was just like messing around there, you know, like she wasn't taking anything seriously. And I kind of like didn't like that because I was surrounded by that vibe, you get me? Like, you are who you surround yourself with. So I was like, and that's when I started like, you know, thinking to myself like, I kind of like don't want to hang out with her that much. But you know, she is still my roommate and she still is my friend and she hasn't done anything to backstab me, you know. So I was like, you know what, I can't be like that. A month later is when the huge incident happened, and this, guys, is gonna blow your freaking heads off. So today I decided to go sleep over at Cheese's apartment with her sister and her nieces. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sleep over there because at this point I wasn't really feeling Lime's vibe, and it was just, you know, just annoying me. And I was just like, I need to get out for a second and breathe. And you know, and I didn't invite her. And so I think that's what kind of made her angry. Like, it was making her angry that I was hanging out with Cheese, but then again, like, me and Cheese have been best friends since 7th grade. So like, I don't understand what she was like trying to get across. Like, me and Cheese are closer, so you would understand that me and Cheese are gonna hang out a little bit more than with you, and especially since you don't like anything that we do whenever we hang out, so that's not our fault. Told Cheese that I was gonna spend the night at her house, and she was like, okay, yeah, that's gonna be fun. And I was like, so I'm gonna tell Lime that I'm gonna stay over at your house, that way she knows and she doesn't expect me to come home like late, you know. And I'm going to sleep, right? And my boyfriend texts me and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be sleeping at Cheese's house. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, why? And he was like, well, do you have anything valuable in the dorm that you think that Lime might steal? And I was like, no, I don't think. Wait a minute. And I was like, the money that's in the pouch, it was in my desk on the way back, you know. And I was like, damn it. And I was like, I have the money from my graduation party, but I honestly don't think that she would steal it. Like, I don't think that, like, and I had $100 in that pouch, but it was only $100 bill, and I had it folded in a way that I knew that it was mine, because it was folded like this and like this, so it was a rectangle, you know. Keep that in mind, guys. And I had it in a rectangle so I could just like pop it in there, you know. My boyfriend was like, remember to check the money that's in your little pouch. Girl, when I tell you that my heart dropped, like it dropped, like it left me, my soul left, dude. Like, it was not Ariana anymore. I tell you that I opened this little pouch, Bitch, tell me why I don't see my $100 bill. Tell me why. And I was like, this can't be happening. I was like, no, this is a dream. Like, she's playing a prank on me. Like, show me the cameras. Like, this is a prank. I was like, you know what? Before I start accusing, before I start panicking, let me just double check. So I checked in between every single little paper, every single little crease that was in that pouch, and I didn't find it. And keep in mind, she knew where my pouch was because a few weeks prior, I had went to go join a vet tech club. And in that vet tech club, you have to pay, right? And so I had to go get my cash. And I had ran into the dorm. She's always in there, so she was there. And I had opened the desk, and I had went in the back and got in the bag, and I was getting out money. And she turned around and she saw me, and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, no, nothing, getting money so I can go pay for my vet tech club. Like, I'm super excited. And she was like, oh, okay, that's fine, whatever. And then she turned back. So that chick probably found out, like, oh, esta tiene dinero allí, ¿verdad? And I was like, dang, love it, she found out where my money is. But why should I ever worry about that, you know? Like, she was my friend since 8th grade. Like, how am I gonna worry that she's gonna steal from me? I was looking through the little baggie. That chick turned around and turned back real quick. And keep in mind, she's very chismosa, and she wants to know every single thing that you're doing. So I was like, oh my gosh, she didn't ask me what I was doing. She knows what I'm doing. She knows that I'm looking for my $100 bill. I called my boyfriend and I told him, oh my god, I can't find my money. I think Lime stole it. And he was like, are you sure? Like, did you double check? Oh my gosh, Ariana, like, this is so bad. And I was like, yeah. And keep in mind, I had noticed that whenever I came into my dorm and I turned to my left to enter into my bedroom space, my pink blanket was just laying on my bed. They're just thrown there as like a decoration, not neatly folded, was neatly folded on top of my bed. And I was like, yo, I know I didn't do that. Like, I know I didn't do that. And I was like, she was on my side of the bed. And by that time that I realized that, I called up my mom and I was like, yo mom, I think Lime stole my money. And I was saying it right in front of her face. I was like, no, like, this chick needs to know that I know that she stole my money. And I was like, there's no possible way that there was anybody else, like, unless she had somebody in here that, like, was looking through my stuff. But I know for a fact it's her. Mom was like, calm down, Ariana, you don't know that, like, just figure it out, maybe check again. And I was like, no mom, like, I've checked like 3-4 times. I even checked on the desk, I checked everywhere, and the money's not there, and there's no other way it could be. And it's a $100 bill. Like, I would know how much I wasted. Like, I know that I had $100. So then I go ahead and confront Lime, and I'm like, did you take my money? And she was like, no. And she is white complected, so that chick turned red as a tomato. And I was like, really? I was like, oh my gosh, you stole it. And she was like, no I didn't, no I didn't, I didn't steal your money, I don't need your money. And I was like, well, obviously you do if you're stealing it from me. And I was like, okay, but by the time that I come back from my class, I better see the money in there. Like, I was furious. I was like, I'm tired of this. Like, I know you stole it. Like, stop playing me as a fool. I know you stole my money. So I go to my class. I come back. She's not there because obviously she went to class for the first time. And I was like, tell me why, girl. That when I open the little baggie, it's right there. All of a sudden it's there. And tell me why. It's no longer folded like this. It's folded into a little square. Obviously not like this, but like into a little square. Why is it folded into a little square if it wasn't in a square to begin with? Oh my god, she stole my money. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, now I can't trust her. Like, now that I leave the room, like, what if she's snooping around, looking through my stuff, looking through my chonies, like, you know? I was really thankful that I got my money back, but I was really disappointed in the fact that the friend that I thought I knew had actually stolen money from me. Like, that's just, it gives you an ugly feeling. Okay, so here are the messages. I forgot to put them inside the conversation, but I'm gonna put them on the screen. Obviously I'm gonna blur out her real name and like any names if it shows, but they are gonna show the date and the time. So it says, "Hey Addie, I promise I didn't get your money. If you think I did, I didn't. I swear on my mom." That's kind of messed up because you just sweared on your mom and you did take it. And then she put, "Look, if you are going to ignore me, fine, but I didn't get your money. Why would I if my parents give me money?" Hello? Like, she kept chingando la madre. And I was like, girl, you did take my money. Like, how are you gonna tell me no? And okay, your parents can give you money, but like, don't mean you're not gonna steal anything. And I was just like, that's very disrespectful. Like, one, you sweared on your mom, and as you can see later on in the messages, later on that day, she said, "I'm sorry, I got the money." Go to the front office and I asked to speak with somebody that, you know, has authority, and I speak to this lady and I tell her the whole story, like saying, like, you know, she did take my money, she did admit that she got the money. She's like, "Oh my gosh, like, that's crazy." And I was like, "Yes, exactly." And she's over here telling me that she didn't, and I know she did. Like, I swear to you she did. Like, there's no other way, there's no other possible way that it could not be her. And she was like, "Well, you can ask to move rooms, or, you know, you can choose to do whatever." And I was like, me? Move rooms? I don't think that's fair, honestly, because she is the one that sold it. And she already admitted to stealing it. So why should I be the one to get all my stuff, move it to a different location, room across the hall, or even a floor? And I was like, I honestly don't think that's fair. And she was like, "Well, we can't tell anybody to move out of the dorm if, you know, they don't want to. You can't force somebody to move out." And I was like, yes, you can. Like, if they steal something, you know, like, that has to be like making a rule or something, you know. There has to be punishment for people that steal. I was like, no. And I was like, you know what, I'll give it a chance. I'm gonna look at other dorms that you have available. And she had one available on the second floor, and I was like, hold up, I am not gonna move to the second. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And she was like, okay, well, just let me know if you do. So at that point, I had all my valuables in my car, and I was like, I'm not gonna talk to her, I'm not gonna give her no more rides. She's gonna have to figure out stuff on her own. Like, I'm just gonna, you know, I mostly spent the time at Cheese's apartment because I was like, I'll just spend the time over here, I don't want to be next to her. So then later on that day, I don't talk to her or anything. And here are the messages of her asking if we're gonna go to this girl's house. Like, "Hey, are you going to blanks later?" And I was like, "Lime, what makes you think we are okay? I forgive you, but I'm not going to forget. Don't talk to me, I need space." And she put, "Well, I want to talk about why really happened." I'm guessing she put what really happened. "I don't really mean to take your money. I wasn't stealing you or nothing. But okay, I won't talk to you. It was just a question." First of all, she doesn't know how to text. Second of all, I was like, how are you gonna tell me? Like, she's basically saying it's not what you think it is. It is. You stole my money. Like, what more could you explain? I put, "Dude, you stole from me and you put it back when you got caught. What do you mean you didn't steal? What the F?" Laughing face, because at this point I was hysterical. And she put, "I didn't find them in your little bag. They were with some papers." Even if they weren't in the little bag, which they were, why are you going through my stuff? And I was like, what are you even talking about? Yes, they were. And if they weren't, why were you going through my stuff? And she was like, "I was looking for some papers." And then I put, "It doesn't matter what you were looking for. You took them and you also lied. And you were in my stuff. I don't go into your stuff, Lime. Show respect." And she put, "Okay, I'm sorry."
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Obviously, she's like, damn, like, there's no way I can lie to her. Like, there's no way I can manipulate her. So after that, it was kind of awkward. We wouldn't really talk. One day, she had worn this shirt. Let me show you. That day, she went back to the valley. So her tia and her grandma had picked her up, something like that. And she was wearing that shirt. And I was like, it kind of looks familiar, but, you know, I don't know. And I was like, I think that's my shirt. But by the time my ass figured it out, she already had left. And I was like, yo, I really think that's my shirt. And I was like, if she really wore that shirt in front of me to make me look dumb, she has something coming to her. Like, hey, did you think about the shirt? Because I brought mine the past weekend and hung it up and now it's missing. And she put, sorry, I was going to text you in the morning, but I was driving and eating with my grandma. And no, dude, mine has a hole in the armpit. I just checked it right now and it says small. I'll send you a pic when I get home. I checked it in the morning. And I put, when did you buy it? Because that's funny since mine is missing and now all of a sudden you have one. She put, my grandma bought them at the pulga last weekend. I have 3 of them. Well, 2 because the other one has a big stain and that one I have it there in Kingsville. The red and white and the white and navy blue. I'll show you when I get home. And then she put, hey, was there a blanket there in my bed? I didn't answer her. And then she sent me a picture of the shirt. Tell me, does it not look like you cut it with scissors? Like, does it not look like when you cut a shirt, that's how it looks, like when you cut it with scissors? But look, it has a hole. And I was like, OMG, I can't believe you just made a hole in my shirt, Lime. Like, really, why do you have to be this way? I have done nothing to you to deserve this. You are really pushing it. And she put, Ariana, I didn't do anything to do what you are talking about. This is my shirt. I'm not doing anything to you, dude. IDK, why are you saying that, dude? I literally haven't touched anything of yours since last time. That was the last time, and when I get something from you, I ask for it before. I'm sorry if you think I got your shirt. I'm literally not doing anything to hurt you or anything, but that shirt, my grandma bought it. I'm sorry if you think I'm doing this on purpose or something, dude. I'm not. And I was like, really? And I didn't reply to her because I was just really tired of all her lies. I decided, you know what, I need to move on and I need to get away from her because she's so negative. I just don't want to live there anymore in fear that somebody's gonna take my stuff. So I decided to move dorms, and honestly it felt 100 times better. Like, the vibes were so positive, it was so bright in the room. Changed for me, and I was like, damn, like, this feels better. Things were gonna go my way. Little did Ariana know how I said that she had taken my shirt. She had also borrowed one of my old navy sandals. And I was like, yeah, for sure, just put them back whenever you're done. And she was like, okay. And I swear to you, she had put them back when she was done. But obviously not. Our high school idea has these people that are juniors or seniors in college, in the same college that you're at. They put you together with all these other ideas that are going to that college so that we can make friends and, you know, have people to talk to and relate to. This girl that was making the little event was making it at one of these dorms. Those dorms had like a kitchen and then a wall and then a little like window to look through the dining area. Me and Cheese were like, okay, yeah, we should go. Like, hopefully we don't see Lime. Maybe she won't go because she doesn't have any friends. And I look through the window where you can see like the dining room, and I see her there, and I'm like, I was like, it's okay, just smile, have fun, you know, pretend like she's not there. We get our pizza and everything. She was sitting down with most of the people, and me and Cheese were sitting down in these little like loungy chairs, looking through my phone, right? And I'm at the angle where you can like see like people's shoes. Tell me why, girl. She had my chanclas from Old Navy, the ones that I thought she had given back. And I go on my phone and I like zoom in and I'm like, let me make sure that those are the chanclas. And I zoom in and like we make eye contact and she turns red and she starts hiding her feet, and I'm like, they're my sandals. And I was like, oh my god. So my friend Cheese, I was like, I know for a fact those are my sandals and I am not leaving without those sandals. So I go inside the little area where I said where it's the kitchen, so there's a door, and I go through that door and there's the kitchen, and there's this other door that's where you can leave, actually exit like the little area. I wait in that area so that she can't leave through this door, and I'm like waiting there patiently for her to come throw her trash. She comes in. And I'm like, hey, Lime, those are my sandals. Can you give them back? And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, the sandals that you're wearing, they're mine. Give them back. And she was like, these are not your sandals. And I was like, she's gonna start again, she's gonna start again. And I was like, yes they are, they're my sandals. And she was like, no they're not, these are mine. I was like, yes they are. And I was like, take them off right now and give them to me. And she was like, right now, right now. And I was like, no, now, like give them to me now. And she was like, and she took them off. Girl, when she took them off, I was like, damn dude, like those are my sandals.
What?
Give me your shoes.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm real serious.
Can't believe this shit.
I knew it, like those are my sandals. She took them off, she gave them to me. I started laughing at her because she was barefoot. Like, damn, that's really embarrassing. Like, everybody's gonna know now that, dang, you really messed up. She had no shoes. And I found that really funny because she finally got a taste of her own medicine. Yeah, that is the last thing that happened with her. It was a lot of drama. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe I wasn't meant to be her friend anymore. I'm living my life, she's living her life. I don't talk to her anymore. If you did hear any of these things or any of these stories similar to anything that you're going through, honey, it's a red flag. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. That way you can get notified every single time I upload. I'll see you guys in the next. Bye.